All right, awesome. Thank you for being on tonight, everybody. Look, tonight's class, as you see, is how to use the right indicators for trading. Not only that, we're going to go over how to mark up your charts, okay? How to mark up your charts. So, really excited about that. So let me give a little preface on that. So the reason, of course, that I decided to do the class on that is I was watching one of Manny Canona's classes, and he did a great breakdown of using indicators. And I know some of you, I've gotten inboxes and questions from time to time that says, man, what indicator should I be using? Okay, what's the best indicator? So I thought what I would do is go ahead and have a breakdown of indicators so you guys can kind of discover that for yourselves, and we'll discuss that tonight. And then we're also going to talk about the basics of marking up your charts. There's a lot of people that have reached out to me and said, you know what, I don't know, I just really want to be better at marking up my charts. And so this is something that you need to practice, okay? If you've seen in the Team Wealth Builder Telegram, what I did for our 2:30 class with our Nigerian group, Nigerian family, is we went over this class earlier, and what I told them to do is I need them to mark up at least 5 charts and put it in the Telegram. So just know there's going to be some homework, and I want to see people doing that, okay? So we're going to put that out at the end of the class, so I just want to make sure that we get that covered, all right? So let's go ahead and jump into it, get right into the information. All right, how to use the right indicators for trading. All right, so first of all, if you didn't know, there's 4 types of indicators for trading, okay? And so here's the breakdown here. So let's go over these. Number 1, there's trend indicators. These are indicators that are going to help you recognize when we're going in an uptrend or downtrend after a breakout in the market, okay? And a breakout is, of course, consolidation, and then it's going one way. We're trying to figure out, hey, which way is this thing going to go? So we need indicators to help us. Now, why? Why do we use indicators? Here's some things I really want you to understand about indicators. Is indicators are kind of like your speedometer in your car. All right. So the example that I use is, imagine you have, like Stephen Evans, and he's got his, F-150 supercharged, or maybe he's got his Mercedes Benz, and he goes from 0 to 60. And what happens is, as you press your foot on the gas, the speedometer goes from 0 to 60. All right. But then let's say he jams on the brake at a red light. Well, if you notice, when the car goes to 0, the speedometer is still moving. Okay. It's still trying to go down from 60 to 0. And the reason being, or the point I really want to bring out, is that understand that indicators, okay, they give you a sense of what's happening, but it lags behind. See, that's the big thing, is that it lags behind. So that's why you have to use that in conjunction to the other things that goes on in the market, like marking up your charts, like support, resistance, and trend lines, okay? And a lot of you haven't heard me say it lately, but I used to say the last couple of years is indicators just give you the warm and fuzzies, okay? That's it. It gives you the warm and fuzzy feelings, all right? You just want to feel good about entering a trade by using indicators, okay? So examples of that, of course, are the MACD, which is a good trend indicator, parabolic SARs, and of course, moving averages. Okay, common moving averages is the 4, the 8, the 10, the 20, the 100, the 50, the 200, the 500. So it doesn't matter which moving average, but they all helped you identify the trend, either above or under certain moving averages, so you can identify where the market is headed. The second one is momentum indicators, okay? This talks about the speed in which the price is moving, okay? The speed, okay? Momentum, okay? Of the price. And of course, we use the oscillating because it moves from fast to slow. It oscillates between fast and slow. And so we use things like the RSI, stochastics, and the CCI. All of these are the most common ones. Of course, there's other indicators that you may be using, but all of them, they have a specific purpose, okay? And then, of course, we have number 3, volume indicators. Of course, these are based on volumes. This is people, the number of people that's in and out of trades, okay? As you look at the volume, you'll see, especially things like the Shikin money flow and the force index and the money flow index and ease of movement. All of these, if you look at them, they have big bars and little bars. And when there's certain volume, okay, in the trades, in the buys and the sells, is going to have a little bit more stabler direction as far as how it's moving. Of course, the more volume that's involved, the more stable a move it's going to be, whether it's headed up or headed down. Okay. And then, of course, number 4 is volatility indicators. This is based on price and volume. Okay, we're up here, we're really talking about volume, but here it's based on the price action and volume behind the movements. And here's where we use Bollinger Bands and the average true range. And of course, there's a number of other ones, okay? So understand that these, fall into 4 categories. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of us are kind of doing, double the work and not getting the results. Because if you have a MACD and moving averages, well, now look, you have trend indicators, but you don't have anything else. So the biggest thing I want you to identify here is that we want to have something that's pretty balanced, or at least that covers a couple of different categories to help you be effective in your trading. All right. So now, what indicators should you use is the big question. Well, ideally, you should learn to use a combination of each category to help you confirm your trades. So this is something that Manny Canones was talking about, and of course, Kim Torres and several other educators, as you see, they use certain indicators that work for them. But if you see them use 2 and 3 or 4 different indicators, usually it's because they're a combination of each of those categories that we talked about. So now you can have a stabler chart. Okay, now you're having information from different areas to help you make an informed decision on whether you should buy, sell, and when to enter. So what I suggest is to follow whatever I Am Mastery educator to find out which indicators they use. And then, of course, practice using those indicators and strategies in your demo first. Become comfortable with them first, okay? So main thing there. So now, how do you use each indicator? Okay, before committing to a certain indicator, here's what I want you to do. Do the following steps this is what I do to help me confirm what indicator will be successful for me, okay? Number 1, what I did is I went into my MetaTrader 4. This is what I did on the weekend and during the week, guys. I go into my MetaTrader 4 and I look up all of the indicators in there, and I go on YouTube to find out the origin and purpose of the indicator, okay? Now, I don't know about you. If you're serious, if you're truly serious about wanting to make 6 figures in your trading account, if you're serious about wanting to reach 7 figures, okay, over $1 million in your account, well, these are the tools that's going to help you. How are you going to be effective in your trading if you don't understand the tools that you have in your toolbox? Okay, you need to know what each tool does. You got a hammer, but you use it to screw in a screw. Okay, well, you didn't know that there was a screwdriver that could do that. Not only that, a power screwdriver to do that, okay? You can use a hammer, use the edge of it and screw something in, but is that the most effective tool? All right, so go on YouTube. So that's what I did, guys. I would take my notebook, I'd write down an indicator, and then I would get on YouTube and watch somebody using it and then telling me the history behind it, so I would know which tool to use effectively for different things, okay? The second thing I did is I tested in my demo and I practiced using it on multiple time frames. How do I know that the Ichimoku Cloud works on the 15-minute? Well, that's because I practiced using it. Most people weren't using it on a 5 or a 1 minute, but can you do it? Yeah, you can, but here's the thing. Unless you practice with it and use it, is the parameters of it correct? You might have to change the parameters. Well, how would I know that I need to change the parameters unless I practice using it on different multiple time frames? So the Ichimoku Cloud, if you're not familiar with that, that's something that Dr. Kathy Kirkland uses. It was the origin and purpose of it was really to use on the 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily and beyond. It really wasn't intended to use for scalping. It was more for swing trading. But now, because Dr. Kathy had tested it over and over and over again in her demo, she started changing the parameters of it and found out that she could use it on the lower time frames. Okay, but she had to make adjustments to it. And that's because she practiced, okay? And then the next thing is you want to make notations and track your success and see if there needs to be changes in the settings, okay? I know when I use the TWB strategy, okay, for some of you who know, that's a strategy that our team has developed, that I found out you could use it on all time frames and you could use it on all sorts of financial products. I could use it on gold. I could use it on indices. I could use it on Bitcoin. I could use it on Forex. It didn't matter. And the reason being is because I tested it on there and I made my notations and I tried it to see how effective it was. And I found out through testing it over and over and over again that it was able to use on different financial products. Okay. So that's the main thing I really want you to understand about the use of indicators, and you got to do your homework. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you truly want to get the financial return that you're investing, then you have to look at the tools in your toolbox, all right, and be able to investigate that. All right, now let's roll over to market charts. Okay, we're going to get over to that part. Let's get into that. All right, glad to see everybody on. I see a couple people jumped on. Fantastic. Okay, so earlier today, I did a markup on GJ, but I'm going to start brand new. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to successfully go ahead and mark up your chart and how we can use indicators with it to determine how the market is going. Because I had Pastor Ola and I had a Catherine, they had asked me, first of all, they had said, well, hey, how do I know when the market's going to break through a level? So we're going to go over that. And then, of course, Catherine had gone over, hey, I don't know exactly how to mark up support, resistance, and trend line. On this call, I want to know who kind of has, some apprehension about marking up charts. Who's had problems with it? Who's not sure about it? I would like you to unmute because, this is an interactive class, so you don't get to sit here all quiet. I need to find out where people are so I know what to circle in on. So who's had problems marking up charts?
I think I'm just still learning. Like, I'm marking them up, but I'm definitely not for sure if I'm getting everything that I'm supposed to be getting.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that. What do you think is the area that you're not certain about?
The wicks are the body of the candles. I see a lot of people, they don't do the wicks when they're marking up their charts, but I tend to mark up their charts. Different educators, some use the wicks and some don't use the wicks. So I guess that's the part I'm not so sure about.
Got you. Awesome. Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate that. Anybody else? Come on, share me your concerns. Who else is kind of hesitant about marking up?
Me.
Who's me?
This is Betsy. I'm sorry. This is Betsy. Yes. I haven't went into my demo yet, but watching the videos, I'm kind of I guess leery. I guess that's the right word. Scared. Making sure that I'm putting everything in the right place when I start marking up my chart, and basically knowing what I'm doing, put it in, and trying to find an entry point to get in from marking it up.
Awesome. Thank you, Betsy. Betsy, we got you started. You did your demo and your MetaTrader 4. Did you put in your first trade yet?
No, actually, I know that I've been waiting a while, but due to my work schedule, I'm just now finishing up my harmonic scanner training video.
Okay.
So
have you been getting on the new members class?
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Actually, no, I missed the members class, but I've been trying to make sure I do the Monday class.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead, Betsy, after the class here, let's go ahead and schedule a time and let's go ahead and help you start putting in your first trades, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Betsy. I appreciate that. Who else? Anybody else has any other concern about marking up charts? Or what about indicators? Anybody have anything concern about indicators?
I do. This is Nikita.
Hey, Nikita.
How you doing?
Excellent. Thank you for being on.
No problem. I love this. But I'm looking at, for me, it's the indicators. It's like you said, there's so many of them. I feel like I don't know how long it would take me to do the research. And in the meantime, just choose one that I can flow with.
Okay.
And maintain it. That's kind of my problem right now.
Okay. Awesome. Anybody else want to add their 5 cents in?
Yes.
Who's that?
I've had Shantae.
Hey, Shantae.
Hey, listen. Seemed like when I wasn't using the indicators, seemed like I knew how to get in and was kind of like doing good, but then I started using the indicators and it seemed like it was just like I don't know, like I try to use the trend line and I don't even know how to work that trend line yet. And then, but I noticed that the Fibonacci helps a whole lot. So I use that and I stick with it.
Awesome. 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 Okay. And anybody else? Don't be shy now. Don't be shy. I want to make sure everybody's covered. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good. We're going to cover all of that real quick and hopefully that'll alleviate some of the anxiety. And I want to make sure that you ask questions that go from there. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to kind of show you the cheat part of it. And then I'm going to show you how we pull the pieces together so you can really start making better decisions as far as your entry, because that seems to be the big thing is when do I enter? When do I get in? So let's go ahead and start. All right, so first of all, I'm going to use an example. I'm on USD/JPY. We are on the Asian market at this time right now. And so USD/JPY is usually one of my favorites that kind of moves a little bit at this time period. So let's talk about exactly how we start to mark up a chart. So now, how I learned and how I like to start, I like to kind of get a rhythm of doing it the same way over and over again. So what I do is I start from the top and I work my way to the bottom. And what we're doing, okay, is we're really identifying where a reversal happens in the market. Now, ideally, you want to look for 2 to 3 points that turn around. You want to look for that. But does that happen all the time? Not really, not all the time, because sometimes it'll go straight up and be up in a trend. And what you want to do is mark a major area that turns around, okay? So here's some little hacks, little cheats to help you out. Now, this first goes to Gigi, okay? We're going to answer her question, is whether we do wicks, whether we do the body. Here's what helps you to eliminate that altogether. Change your candles to a line chart. Okay? Everybody see that?
Yes.
Guess what? We have no lines and no bodies to worry about, right? It's cleaner, it's easier to see. That's your first step, okay? And now what we're doing is we're gonna identify points in the market. And what I really wanna see is at least an area that it seems to be joining in. So let's just go ahead and do just a brief markup, and I'm gonna kind of highlight some points for you, okay? So I'm gonna put a point here, okay? I'm gonna put a point maybe here. Now I'm on an hour chart. I'm just using it as an example. And let me kind of add this part too. A lot of question is, well, Shawn, how far back do I go? Here's where I want you to start. Whatever, first of all, you want to mark up the time frame that you spend the most time on, okay? If you're a swing trader, most likely like myself, I usually hang out on the 1 hour and 4 hour, okay? If you're a little scalper and you want to kind of, you know, you're shooting for 15, 20, 30 pips, you might be on the 15-minute or the 30-minute, okay? So here's the logic behind it. Of course, through our academy and with our educators, a lot of people do it different ways. They start off from the daily, they mark up the daily, and then they go from the 4 hour to the 1 hour and all that. And that's okay. Nobody's saying that's wrong. But here's the thing, for Shawn, I want to move the most efficiently and I want to get direct, okay? And I don't need to get more information than I really need. And so I've said this before, if I hang out on the 1 hour and 4 hour and I'm never on the daily, why would I mark up the daily? I don't need to, that's too much information. That's like if I need to measure a wall, okay, for a painting. Let's say I want to put a painting on the wall. Well, I'm gonna measure the wall, right? Just that one wall. I'm not gonna measure the whole square footage of the house just to go ahead and put up one painting in one room. Doesn't make any sense, does it? No, I'm only concentrating on that one room, on that one wall. Now, if I'm trying to put in furniture, well then guess what? Now take the size of the room. I don't need the size of the house, right? Because I'm only concentrating on putting a couch and tables in one room. So I'm gonna get the square footage for that. So same thing here. I'm only hanging out on the 1 hour or maybe the 4 hours. So I'm only gonna go ahead and mark up that chart because that's where I spend 80 to 90 to 100% of my time. All right, that's the first step. And then the second step is how far do you go? Whenever you're here on the chart, whatever shows up in your chart, without having to slide over left or right. This is where I'm marking up because this is the bit of information that I need. I don't need 3 days ago. I don't need, 2 weeks ago. I need the last few hours because the market is responding to what has happened over the last few hours. Maybe some news has happened. Maybe something else has happened. So I'm marking up these points and I'm going to highlight the points that I see so that you know. All right, cool. So now let's go ahead and add some more stuff to it. Because I really want you guys to get this. Okay. Now, stay. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop here. So here's where we're gonna take a pause. Everyone who has a question about marking up the charts, do you see the points? Oh, let me do that again. Do you guys see the points that I'm pointing at? And does that kind of make sense to you
Yes.
as far as where I'm turning around?
Yep, definitely makes sense doing it like that.
Hi there.
Okay, good. Not a
Supposed to
problem.
make like an
We're gonna
M or a
focus on time.
W.
Let's see.
Okay.
Is it supposed to make like an M or a W?
I mean, after you do it like that, M or W may come out of it. Think of it like a painting. We're kind of dissecting
Okay.
a painting, and you may see an M or a W, but that maybe everybody won't see that because if they're not looking for that particular pattern, that may not be what they're looking at.
That's
Okay.
what I'm seeing, the M and W's and the, I forgot what pattern that is.
Yeah,
The
double
head and
top.
shoulder pattern. I'm
It
sorry.
Yeah, it could be that, that could be something that you see. But here's the main parts that I want you to get is what I'm looking at is every time there's a reversal area in the market, these are where these arrows are. These are just different points, excuse me, that I'm connecting the lines with. That's how I'm coming across. Okay, all these arrows are just points that I'm connecting. I'm not talking about patterns, I'm not talking about what jumps out to you. I'm just looking at when you mark up the chart, this is how you're marking it up. You see how these 3 points here are all kind of in a line? So I put a line across. I have this line, this, you see, this line comes across. I have these two up here, so it kind of goes with these 3. Here's a line up here and here, it turns here, so I put this line. Here's one major area, this line, here's one major area, so I put that line. That's the part I want you guys to kind of absorb. Don't look for patterns yet. I just want to see, do you see where the lines are touching, where there's points or there's peaks?
Yes.
Shawn,
Yes.
are these considered your support and resistance area?
That's exactly it. That's the next part we're moving to. Yep, that's exactly what this is. And that's what we're marking up. That's the whole purpose of why you mark up. This isn't like a like this is a right or wrong answer. This is merely for you as a reference point with your eyes to find out where the market's turning around. That's all it is. These are zone areas. So it may not be a perfect straight line. You're like these 3 lines here, down here. This isn't like a perfect straight. It's just a zone area. It's an approximation area. But this is the area we need to pay attention to. So that's why I wanted to pause here. Does everybody kind of get that? Gigi, how do you feel on that?
I got it. It definitely makes it a lot simpler to see it like that.
Okay. All right. Shantae? Feel a little better with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Betsy?
Yes.
Yeah, a little.
Okay. So let's change it to candles. Now take a look. You see? Even with wicks, doesn't matter because this is still a zone, it's still approximation area. It's not perfect. It just means that price turns around in these areas. And so let's break that down. What is support and resistance? It's just a zone area that it could potentially turn around. Okay, it's just a zone area. I was kind of telling somebody earlier, like in your home, like in my home, I have borders or baseboard around the bottom of my floor. Okay, and it's probably an inch and a half wide, right? So let's say when you're painting, you're trying to get as close to the floor, but as long as it's somewhere, you know, in that inch and a half, when I put a border up, it's going to cover that area. It's not going to be exact. It's not like you're going to get the paintbrush exactly, you know, 2 centimeters from the carpet. Does that make sense? Or when you're painting on the ceiling, it's not like you're going to be able to roll the roller exactly all the way to the top unless you use a brush, right? Because if you put a border around, it's going to cover that area. Well, it's kind of like that. This is just an area potentially that it could turn around. It may be 3 or 4 pips off, you know, in each direction. It may turn 3 or 4 pips up or 3 or 4 pips down. But at least this gives you an idea of where the market is turning. Does everybody kind of have that? I want to make sure. I want to slow down and make sure that you're getting that.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, Betsy, let's talk about it because I know you're still new, so I want to kind of dig in just a little bit. Tell me what you don't get, you think.
Actually, what you just said was kind of confusing.
Okay, let's dig in. Let me blow it up. Maybe that'll help. Okay.
Okay, I can see that.
There we go. All right. So let's talk about it here. And thank you, Betsy. I appreciate you being honest with that. So what happens is the market, the buyers are buying the currency. Let's say the USD. They're buying it and the USD is strong. So as they buy it, it goes up, 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 and up. But what happens is when it gets to this price here, when it gets to 106.888, it doesn't go any higher. It rejects that area. So we don't know though, is it going to continue going up or going down? So what happens is another candle starts to form right here. Let me mute the background, whoever is working in the background. Okay, so right here, it starts to turn and come down. And this is what we call a embellishing or bearish or engulfing candle. What does that mean? It engulfs, it's bigger than this candle and this candle. See, this one's longer, so it covers these two. So this is a clue that this is probably an area of resistance, okay? Resistance. It resisted from going up. So now it's starting to turn down. So the reason we mark it is because maybe in the future or in the past, it actually turned around this area before. So we just want to mark it. We just want to say, let's make a mental note to put it here that it turned around in this area. And then it started headed back down. Now, 9 times out of 10, if we ever see it come back up again and we leave this line here, it may turn around in this direction again and repeat the same process because the market repeats itself over and over and over again. Okay. Betsy, can you unmute?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
So good. So I want to make sure you kind of get, so do you at least kind of got that piece?
Okay, yeah.
That this is the areas where the market turns around. So it turned around here, so we mark it here. Look here, a green arrow came here, but then look, it turned around here too, and then came back down. And then look, it turned around here, but went back up. So we kind of marked both of these areas to pay attention to, okay? Because the market, for some reason, what we call it respects these areas. It takes a pause in these areas. The price, something happens when it gets to this price. And when it gets to this price, it seems that the buyers and the sellers kind of battle each other and then turn direction. That's why we mark up our chart, because we want to know, well, where is the market battling each other at? See, it battled itself down here. It came down, down, down in a downtrend, and then boom, it got here and it didn't keep going, right? It didn't keep going. So because it didn't keep going, it started to turn. This is where we mark a line. And most likely, yes.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. When you said they're battling each other and it's not going anywhere, is that considered consolidation?
No, it's considered a reversal.
Okay.
It's reversing direction because it came down, and thank you for asking that. So let's get that. So yeah, so it came down, okay, but then it ended up going up. See, so it reversed in another direction. But great question. Let's talk about consolidation. What is consolidation? This can be considered kind of consolidation. It kind of bounced right in this little channel right here. It's kind of going in a straight line. That's kind of what consolidation is. It's trying to balance itself out, but it hasn't determined where it's going to go yet. Okay? Until it breaks out of this level. It breaks here. See, I put a line up here because it rejected here, but then it rejected here. So I at least have 2 points. So now I have to see, it's like a ping pong ball. Is it going to break out? Is it going to break up or break down? Well, it broke up. It broke through here with this candle. This candle broke through and went up. Let's see. Let's find another good consolidation. Whoops, move that there. So this is considered consolidation. See how it went straight across? Didn't really go up, didn't really go down. It kind of did, it just bounced around. And then finally, oops, sorry. And then finally, it kind of trickled its way up and went up. So this is what consolidation is right here, where it's just kind of going in a straight line. Let me kind of box that in to give you an idea. So,
Shawn,
yes.
can you use an indicator on here to kind of so you can see if the market is going up or down and sideways?
Oh yeah, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
Fantastic. I appreciate that. See, I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together. I need you to get this, because if you don't get this part, then the indicators aren't going to be as impactful. Okay. So here's where, like I said, we went up here. It came from down here into an uptrend. Then it rejected in this area around this approximate area. See, it's not exactly right here. It went up a little bit and then it came back down, and then boom, look, it went sideways, and then it went into another expansion. That's what this is, an area of expansion right here. The market expanded and started to go up. Okay, what we're doing when we're marking up a chart, we're really trying to help define what levels that it's going in. Is it on this top level? Is it on this bottom level? Okay, that's why we do the lines. Okay, Betsy, I still want to work with you, because you're if I can get you to get, I know everybody else will get. Okay, do you kind of have this a little bit?
A little.
Okay, okay. And it'll come. We're not going to get it all in one class, but I'm trying to kind of bring it in for you. The market is just bouncing up and down on different levels, and the marking up just helps us to identify what floor are we on. Think of it like an apartment building. Are we on the first floor, second floor, third floor? So just imagine this top floor is first floor, second floor, third, fourth, and fifth. We're just breaking it up to find out where the floors are. And once we determine the floors, guess what? We can find the entry. We can find the entry. All right. So let's talk about like what Pastor Ola had asked earlier. He said, Shawn, how do I know, where it may or may not reverse? How am I going to know? So let's look right here where the market is right as we speak. So we have an area to pay attention to. This was a couple rejection areas, and we have this line that came across. So here's what happened. It did come across, it started to come up, but it came back down. Well, because it came back down, we still need a confirmation. We don't know for sure. So this is why you need to wait and have 2 or 3 candles, 2 or 3 candles. Let me say again, you need to wait 2 or 3 candles to confirm that it's going in that direction. See, where too many of us is we're trying to get in early on the first candle that we see. And then when we get in, it reverses the opposite way. And then I keep hearing, Shawn, I don't know. I keep getting in and it reverses. You keep getting in and reverse because you're not waiting for the confirmation. What happens is the market retests. Has anybody heard of retest in the academy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Somebody tell me what a retest is.
When it pulls back.
Okay, you got 50% of the answer. It pulls back, and what does it do? It's in the word. It retests. What does it retest?
It comes back.
Okay, and does what? What does it do? Thank you, Roz. What's up? It comes back and does what? It's in the word. It retests something. What does it retest?
That's your resistance or support area.
Absolutely. Fantastic. That's what it does. So in this regard, let's take this. It went up, it rejected up here, turned around, and it broke through our support. It broke through. So you would think what? Oh, it's going to go down in a sell, right? No, no, no. You got to wait for what? You got to wait for the
Swing high, swing low.
for the retest. You gotta wait for the retest. Here's the retest. It came up, it came back, and look right here. This is the retest. It touched this area. It's retesting. It's saying, is this spot for real? Is this line really for real here? Is this really going to pay attention to this area? Is this really going to hold? It retested, came back, retested again. These are 2 retests. Two retests. Okay, it retested again. This line is holding. It's holding pretty solid. And then all of a sudden it said, oh, I'm not going to pass the second retest. Boom, I'm coming down in a sell. Okay, came out for a retest. And then we come down for the sell. Okay, so it broke through, and it would be safe to say it would retest again. Now, here's a question. Shawn, how do you know it's retesting? How do I know? It's the positioning of the candle. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, I even talk about, and for those of you who are new, if you're not part of the Team Wealth Builder International Facebook page, in our files, okay, we have the Candlestick Bible. And in there, it helps you to understand the candles. See, this is a system, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just, okay, support, resistance, trend line, and that's it. And then a couple of indicators. No, everything is part of the evidence that you need to make a decision. You need to understand the support and resistance and the trend. You need to understand what the candles are telling you. Then you also take into consideration what the indicators are telling you. You take all that information and then you make a decision. Okay? And that's why we're training you. That's why over and over and over in the academy, you need to watch the educators as they mark up the chart, as they get in the trade. They're telling you what they see. They're telling you what evidence they need to get into a trade. The question is, are you paying attention to it? So look, it comes here. How do we know it retests? Because we do not have a lower low. Okay? It's here, and then this red comes, but it is a little lower, but it's not going anywhere. And then look, a green happens. Isn't the green on the side of the red? They're side by side. It's not lower like this. See, this is lower. This is what you see to pull away from the trend line. It's not pulling away, from the from the support or the resistance line. It's not pulling away. It's not a lower low. Instead, it's red and then green. It changed colors and is headed back. Boom. It didn't break through here, but now look, it's red. I mean, it's green, then it's red, and they're both side by side. Not a green that's breaking through. It hadn't done that. It's side by side, so that lets you know it's a retest. Boom, this one's side by side. It's still not enough to let me know it's a sell because it hasn't broke. It hasn't broke. Let me see the level of this candle. Let me change that. Let's make that. I need it dotted. Let's see. Where's the dot, dot, dot? Okay, let's make that dot. And let's make it bold. Okay, cool. All right. See, it came through. I need to see a red candle go under this dotted line. Because right now it's just bouncing right here, retesting. Boom. It hadn't broke yet. It's still up here, so it comes back. Is it possible to go up in a buy? It's very possible. It could. But look, a red candle, and look, side by side. This is a clue. When you start seeing candles side by side, that lets you know it's not going anywhere yet. You need another confirmation. You need to see something else pull away from that candle. So here, look at this one. This one came, it's about the same size. It went a little longer than this one, and boom, here's this one. This lets us know it's going down in the sell. I have a confirmation because it broke the size of this. It broke this little retest area, and boom, this is where I would get in and go on down. Where would I go? I'd go to the next level. I need to get my pips in between this yellow line and this little line. This is why we mark up the chart, because these are the boundaries that I'm going to trade in. So if I were to get in on this candle, this is an hour candle, not much, but look, I got within, let me see, what's that? About 30 pips on that one. Not too bad. And if it breaks and makes it all the way down past that, which it could do, it could go from 30 all the way to, okay, about 53 pips. Okay, and then it could break that level. Okay, this is why you mark up charts, because you're just trying to find the boundaries of, does it break these levels? And if it does, what is my confirmation? My confirmation is gonna be another candle. As you go on the lower time frames, you're gonna need more candles. So on an hour, I wait for this hour. Okay, it looks good. Well, I have to wait for the next one. The next one seems it's going in a sell. So this is safe for me to go there. But if I go on a 15-minute, look at this. I can't wait for a whole hour. Instead, look at this. It breaks this level. I break this one. Look, this is the candle that breaks. Okay, breaks that level. And you're still right. I would still get in on this candle right here. I'd get on this one and ride it on down. And actually, I would get in about another 20 minutes earlier. So instead of waiting for a whole nother hour, I would get in 40 minutes or so and then get into this one and look, I'd be in a sell. Okay? I'm gonna pause here. Does everybody kind of got that? I know it's a lot, but are you getting how the markup helps you in making decisions as directions?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It takes practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, so now we can add the piece on it that you guys were talking about, okay? Now we can add trend lines. We could use Fibonacci, because now I have a basis of where I'm going. Obviously, we see it's going in a what? A downtrend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we can, you can add a trend line if you like, if that's good for you. Maybe add a trend line. So what does the trend line do? Let's move that. The trend line is another form of support and resistance. Okay, it's another form of support and resistance. If it breaks that trend line, if it breaks it, it's possible it could start heading in the opposite direction. But as long as it stays within this little mole here, we're pretty much knowing it's probably going to head on down. That's another tool to use. Now, I don't particularly use trend lines a lot, but it definitely can help. Okay, it definitely can help. You can add Fibonacci to it. You know, it went from here to here, and now it's reversing. You can use Fibonacci and see if this were to go down to 50% or less, it could, you know, it could turn back. If it passes the 61.8 level, it would be another confirmation that it's going down lower. Okay, that's always something to use. Let me use a Fib retracement. Okay, so on the Fib retracement, okay, you guys never use Fib. All it is basically is it's telling you if it passes the 50% mark, you know, it's possible it could turn around and continue in the same direction it was going. If it passes 61.8, which is this level right here, it just means it's going to continue down in that direction as a confirmation that it's still going in that direction, in that trend. That's all. That's all a Fib does. It just gives you numbers, and the only numbers you need to worry about is 50% or 61.8. If it's less than that, you know, if this looks like it's about to break, it'll continue going down. Great. If it doesn't, it'll turn around and go back up. So that's a good confirmation. Shantae, you said you use that. Great confirmation. Yes.
I was going to ask you, how do you know where to place that Fibonacci chart?
Same thing. I can switch to a line. You really just want to do it as a trend line. You're going from the bottom to the top, and you're trying to figure out where the extra leg is going. That's what you want to. You want to find out where the extra piece is going.
Okay.
Okay. So I take it from here, go to the top, stretch it out, and then it'll give me the numbers.
Okay.
Okay. That's how you use that. And also watch a YouTube video on it, show you how to use it. That's how I actually learned using the Fibonacci.
Okay.
On YouTube, saw a few videos, practice on my demo, started getting it. Okay. So now let's add this piece. Now let's add the indicator on it. See, because now that you understand the marking up on levels, we have an idea that what? This is headed in a downtrend, right? But you want to confirm it. You want a warm and fuzzy, because that's all they do is give you warm and fuzzy. So let's add the stochastic to it. Okay. I'm going to add the stochastic. It's a trending indicator, right? So now this is going to help us with our confirmation. Okay. So if I were to enter this, okay, it came up here. I saw the doji candle. Let's do that. That's why you also understand reading the candles. Look at the top of the candles. I got a long wick up here, right? I got a wick here and I got a wick here. Can anybody tell me when you get two wicks like this and they're opposite colors and one is larger, what does that tell me? What is this a possible indication?
Swing low.
No, that you're on the right track.
It went from buy to sell.
It did. What do we call that though? A reversal in the market. When we see that, it's a clue. It's one of the clues. There's many clues, but trading is about picking up the clues, because you're never going to know 100%, but if you get enough clues, if you can get an 80 to 90% feeling, you'll be okay. So here's the things I want you to pay attention to. First of all, these candles are exactly side by side. There's no wick on the bottom, maybe a little tiny piece, but the bigger wick is on top, which means that it's pushing the opposite direction. And then it switches colors. And when it switches colors, it's red and loud. The wick is bigger. So with these two together, again, candlestick Bible. Everybody needs to check the candlestick Bible. When you see these two together, it's a clue that's reversing. Okay? Now, what's my second thing to help me is this right here, the stochastic. When the red crosses on top of the blue and it's at the very top coming down, that means that the trend had reached the top at this dotted area, the shaded area, and it's coming down, it's headed downward. So that lets me know it's ready to reverse and come down. That's my other confirmation. Now, what else do I need to see? I need to see another candle, because even though these two, I need another confirmation. So when this candle shows up and it's bigger So it's a bearish embellishing candle, engulfing candle. That means it's engulfing these two candles. It's bigger than these. That's another clue. That's another confirmation. So I really have three confirmations. I have the reversal with the wicks on top. I have my stochastic crossover here. I have my next confirmation. Boom, I could get in and ride this on down. So you see how it all works together? It's not just one thing. Look, and if you're scalping, I got 12 pips, all because I can now use my indicators. You could use a volume on there. You could use your, another one. You could use an oscillating one and find out. You could use whatever it is. You could put a parabolic SAR on there. But I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to close it out. Here's what's really, really, really going to help your game, and this is what we learned earlier. Okay, switch from regular candles to Heikin-Ashi candles. Okay, let me write the name on you so y'all know. Right here, I want everybody to look this up. Heikin-Ashi candles. Heikin Ashi candles. These are beautiful. Now, why, Shawn? Why Heikin-Ashi candles? Because these are built on momentum and trend. Momentum and trend. So if you want to feel more comfortable with your reversal, here's what you do. Here's how you read this. Now, when it's going down in the sell, in the red, it gets stronger as it goes down the trend. It's more momentum, and it's going to be a stronger trend, okay? What you're looking for is a red body candle with no wick on top when it's a sell. No wick on top, and it's a sell. This is the candle I would get in on. And as long as it stays solid with these flats, with no wick, you can stay in this as long as you need to. And you'll catch it. When it's a buy, you want to get in on a green candle with no, or blue candle, whatever you color, with no wick on the bottom. And when you do that, that's the entry candle, and then you're going to ride that up. The great thing about Heikin-Ashi is it's tied to price and it's tied to momentum. Okay? Price and momentum. So this is real. This is real time. So now, just think how powerful your trading would be when you have a Heikin-Ashi candle that tells you it's in a strong sell, and you have a stochastic in a strong sell. And you can add whatever other indicators you want. But when you start doing that and you marked up your chart with support and resistance, you know how far you can go. Okay? Let's make it smaller.
Okay, Shawn.
Okay? There you go. See how long these candles are?
Okay.
You keep going. Now, the only issue is you see your stochastic is near the bottom, so it's possible it could turn. It could. So I would probably look at maybe this would be a point to get out. I take my pips, get out.
Candle.
Okay. So go ahead, Shante.
Okay. So you're saying that when you use the Heikin-Ashi candles, so when you're in a buy, it's good to get in when the candles don't have no wick at the top.
Oh, it's fucking slow.
I'm sorry. So hold on. Somebody, you're still talking there. If you can mute your background for a minute. Okay. If it's a buy, you want your blue or green candles. Let me move this dotted line out the way. Okay. And I'll just move this out the way. All right. So you want a green candle with no wick on the bottom to go up, because remember, green is going up, so you want no wicks on the bottom, because that shows that it's strength, that momentum is going. If it's a wick also on the bottom, it could change on you. See, like this one is like a doji, but once it goes solid with no wick on top here, we pretty much know this one is pretty strong going down.
Okay, so
on buys, you want no wicks on the bottom. On sells, you want no wicks on the top.
No, on the top, right. Got you.
On buys, no wicks on the bottom. Sell, no wick on the top. If you see a wick, you wait. Okay, like this is a sell. It looks good. There's a crossover here with the stochastic. It crossed over, and it lets you know that yes, it is coming into a sell, But at the same time, that's not my time to get in. I need to wait till I have the best option on my side. And that means a candle with a solid top with no wick. Because look at how solid this is right here. Still no wick. So I still could get in and ride this down some more. And how far do you go? That's why you mark up your charts. That's why you do the support and resistance. Because that gives you the boundaries on how far you can go. Now, as I get closer to my boundary, I may want to get out and wait to confirm if it's going to go through. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, you're so welcome. Does everybody kind of have that?
Yes.
I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but guess what? Y'all can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, and trust me, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. It's just practice. It's just practice. I promise you. Don't get intimidated. It's step by step. I promise you, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. It's just practice. That's all. That's what we're here to do. We're here to learn from each other, and we're here to practice. Okay. Any questions? Nope. Everybody's got it. They think they're good on marking up charts and doing stuff like that.
Now,
Yeah.
Shawn, you did record this so we could rewatch it, correct?
I sure did. It's going to be in the Team Wealth Builder channel where all the great home plays go.
Perfect.
But remember, this is only a taste test. This is an introduction. You need to be in your academy. You need to watch Manny Canones and watch his boot camp. Okay. And you also need to watch Kim Torres. Kim Torres is phenomenal. Kim Torres, phenomenal. I think she's in Forex Advanced at marking up charts. But honestly, guys, at the end of the day, it's your practice that does it. It's your practice. Remember, we're just looking for a couple points that touch. See, we're looking for, it's kind of messed up now. Wait a minute. Yeah. So we're just looking for, you know, a couple points where, whoops, where the market kind of touches and rejects. That's it. You're looking for a couple points. That's it. Okay.
Now, how much time do you go back to start to the markup? That's my problem. This is Marie, Shawn.
Yes.
My confusion is I don't know how far back or far up to even start the markup. I'm looking at your time frame at the bottom. You're on September 1st, but
okay. I kind of
like
gave the answer early. If anybody, and not to put you on the spot, I just want to review. And in the very beginning, I kind of said, when you start to mark up a chart, how far did you need to go back on your chart? Anybody?
Well, someone did ask that. Someone did ask that. I just still have a little confusion about it.
Okay. Does somebody have the answer?
Said on whatever chart you stay on, that you trade on, that's the chart that you should mark up.
But how far did I go back? Did I say we had to go back any length of time?
You said to just use the area that we can see.
Exactly. Yeah. Say it again.
Just mark up the area that we can actually see. We don't need to go back.
That's all you need to do. If I pop up my chart and this is how I read my chart right here. Okay, normally I don't want my candles all the way over to the right. I usually like it right here. This is the area that I'm marking up. That's it. That's it. I'm not going way back over here and all. No, I just mark up right where I'm at, because at the end of the day, that's it. The information that I was using currently, that's where it's copying itself. Like it just recently came here. Well, guess what? It's recently going to touch here again. If it's going to touch here, it's going to do it in a very near time. That's how the market kind of moves. Let me get back to the hour. So if I'm on an hour, see, like this is the hour chart. This is as far as I needed to go. I didn't really go that far. I just went right here. This is the very farthest. And all of that is, look, right within my chart. That's it. That's all I need to pay attention to. So I'm not looking down here. I'm just looking at what do I see right in front of me. Does that make sense, T. Marie?
No,
okay.
no, because
well, look,
I'm looking.
I got you.
I'm looking at You're way back in August 20, looks like August 24th or 26th.
Well, that's because I'm on an hour chart. Because remember, these are all hour candles. So that's why it looks so long. Okay.
Okay, that's my confusion. Now, okay, that's where my confusion is.
Okay.
You went back as far as, that was what, 3-4 days ago.
No, I didn't go back. That's just what's on my chart.
Area as well.
Say again, Roz. Say again, Roz.
Oh, I was talking to somebody.
Oh, okay.
I was telling them that you're in the Atlanta area as well. I'm sorry, I didn't know I was.
Oh, no problem. Okay, so let's take this. What Tia Marie, what time frame do you like trading on?
I've been doing it on the 1 hour so far.
Okay, so look, let's just say I'm on here. I just pull up the 1 hour Euro JPY. This is my chart right now. Okay, I'm not dragging it. I'm not moving it. Okay, I'm just gonna mark up right here what I see. I'll switch it to line. I'm gonna mark up right here what I see. I see this top area. I like this. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna mark this area right here because I got a couple points right here and here. I'm gonna probably go right here. I'm gonna go down here, and I'll probably go down here. Okay. That's it. I didn't move my chart, did I?
No, you didn't move the chart.
That's it. That's all I marked up. That's it. My markup is done. And if I want a trend line, if you want to do trend lines, I'll do this right here. Let's see. I'll go from here. Let's see. Oops. Hey, stop. Okay. Okay. I'll do a trend line like that, maybe. Not a perfect trend line. Maybe I can, let's see. I can start kind of here. Okay. So that's it. That's it. I still didn't move my chart because I don't really care what's beyond this part here. That I don't need that. I just really need this area here that I'm looking at. That's all. I just need what's right in front of me. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm basing my decision on. So far, it looks like, hey, just glancing at it, it went in an uptrend. It hit this high part, came down to this part. It hadn't broke this support. We're trying to see, it already broke this trend line. So now we're trying to see if it's going to continue down. I don't see any candles showing it as broke yet. It may go back up and touch this again. So it may just touch this again before it comes down again. See? Let me move it to candles. So see, look, came up with a high candle, boom, this other candle side by side. Let me blow it up even more. Okay, so look, these two candles are side by side. It rejected. It was just as strong going up, just as strong going down. Woo! Consolidation. This is what who's asking about that? Consolidation. Betsy was talking about. That's what it did. Yep. So it came down here and look, it didn't break this. It just kept staying in a line. Look, all the candles are kind of side by side, side by side, side by side. We still don't know what it's going to do. So we have to wait. We have to wait. Is it going to go up? We don't know. Is it going to go down? We don't know. So this is kind of a channel area. So I got to wait. I got to wait and see what it's going to do. It may go up here. And if it does, that's great. That's what I wanted to do. I either want to go up here and touch and then come back down and catch it on the way down, or it could break through. But I still got to wait for my what? My 2 or 3 candle confirmation, right? Nothing broke this line yet. So I don't have a reason to do anything right now. Right now it's going into consolidation. So I just need to wait. I just need to wait. It's either going to go up, which is great. It'll come up. And I don't want to go up. See, I don't want to worry about this move because that's not the big move. I want it to get all the way here, and then you're going to enter when it leaves. Okay? So here's another question. People ask, well, when do I enter? When do I enter? When do I enter? Usually, you're going to enter within 10 to 20 pips of a support or resistance. Okay? You're going to enter within 10 to 20 pips, usually of a resistance or a support. Usually. Okay? Your area is going to be somewhere here is where you'll enter. Everybody thinks you're going to enter right when you touch this line. No, no, no. It's got to get a couple confirmations. It's got to retest, and then it's got to come down. So you're going to be somewhere in here. You're going to be somewhere in there. You're not going to be exactly right here from this line, and then, ooh, I'm going to catch it perfect. You're just not going to catch it. You're not going to catch this candle. As pretty as it looks, as great as it looks, you're not going to catch that candle. You may catch this one because you went from a high to a lower low. So you might have said, ooh, this one might go. But see, you got to wait for it to break and retest this. So what happened is it came here and it's retesting this area. See, it's retesting this. It hasn't broke through. It keeps bouncing like a ping pong. It's like, boom. Okay, the green bounced up. Boom. It hit again with the red. Didn't break through. Boom, boom, boom. Look, it's still trying to push through. It's not doing nothing. It's still retesting. You got to wait. You got to wait. And this is where your, what was I gonna say? Your indicators come in, okay? I can switch to Heikin-Ashi. Look at the Heikin-Ashi candle. You don't see any flats, right? Here you saw a flat, flat, flat. So you probably could have caught some of this, but look, do you see any flats? No, you see wicks. So as long as you see wicks on the Heikin-Ashi candle, you stay away from it. Until you see something solid. If it's going down, you want to see candles like this with no wicks on top. If it's going up, you want to see candles like this with no wicks on the bottom. Everybody got that?
Yes.
That's what will help you stay out of dangerous zones, is switch to Heikin-Ashi candles. And then your support and resistance works with that. It's always going to retest. That's what it is. It's going to break through and retest. Breakthrough, retest, breakthrough, retest, breakthrough, retest, breakthrough, retest. I'm gonna keep saying it till you dream about it. Breakthrough, retest, breakthrough, retest. Shawn, what's it gonna do? It's gonna break through and retest. And then you're gonna wait. And then you'll jump in somewhere 10 to 20 pips from your support or resistance. 10 to 20 pips somewhere away from your support and resistance. 10 to 20 pips. You're just not going to catch it right there. You have to wait for a couple confirmations. You might have to wait for a couple of Heikin-Ashi candles. Let's go to a 15-minute. See, look. Now that's not bad. Look, it retested here. It went solid, solid here. Now let's add our indicator. Let's add a stochastic. If the stochastic shows, I'm not even pulling it up yet, but if the stochastic has the blue over the red and it's at the bottom of the shade area coming up, then this is possibly gonna go up. Let's add the stochastic, see what it's gonna tell us. Stochastic. Let's take a look. And drum roll, please. Up, crossed over, coming up. You got the Heikin-Ashi, no wicks on the bottom. You probably can catch some pips out of this. How far is it gonna go? See, that's the question. Why do we mark up the chart? Because we want to find out how far can it go. It's going to make it up to this yellow line. If this is it, so you could jump into this, catch you some pips. Look, from this right here, if it continues headed up, that's a good 34 pips you could catch. So you see how marking up the chart, using Heikin-Ashi, and look at this, it crossed over. That's what you want to see. Oops, crossed over. Blue is on top of the red. That's what lets you know when it's a buy, when it's on the bottom on a stochastic, when it reaches the bottom shaded area, that means that the trend has ended in that direction and now it's going up in the buy direction. That's what that blue on top of the red means. That's what you want to see. If it was already here at the top, then I wouldn't take it because it's letting me know that the trend is about to end. See, just like here, look, it was going up. And then I saw wicks. Remember what I said about the wicks? You saw long wicks on top. That's a clue. We're investigators. It's a clue. I see a wick there. I see a wick there. And a doji candle is a key that it's indecision. It's going to do something. That's what it did. It started. So it went from a potential reversal to indecision to it finally changed. Plus, look at my stochastic. My stochastic was maxed out. It went up here to the top. Can't go any higher. So something has to happen. What's it going to do? It's going to turn direction. Boom. That's what it did. When do I get in? I get in when I see a flat top, red candle. I could have got in, caught me a few pips. All of this is the evidence that you need to help you with your entry. It's not just one thing. You're going to start training your eyes to start looking at indicators, the right indicators, with what the candles are doing. And Hakanashi is the game changer. I like that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys feel about that?
Okay.
Okay, give you something to practice, something to look at too.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So here's what we're putting out. I love it. I love you guys on here. I need 5 charts marked up from everybody by the end of the week, and I need you to put it in the Telegram. I'm taking a picture so I know who's on. Yep, I got you. So I should be having a ton of markups. Ijoma from Nigeria, she put her 5 markups on. Okay, support, resistance, how you're gonna get better. If you're serious about getting the 6 figures in your trading account between now and Christmas, let's get this little piece out. Because look, guys, if you get that, then you understand the harmonic scanner. You understand Gold Cup. You understand Pivot. You understand Vibrata. You understand all the tools that we have. You understand Swipe Coin. If you understand how the markups work, then you got it. And then you get to interchange whatever indicators that your educators are using. You want to use what the educators are using, but it all becomes clearer as you start practicing. Betsy, we're going to get together tomorrow, the next day, and start putting in some trades, okay?
Okay.
All right. Awesome, Shawn.
Okay, okay. Anybody have any comments, questions? Did you guys get something from this?
I did.
A lot. I got a lot.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you so much. Always, Shawn. Thank you.
Good. You guys feel like you might be leveling up a little bit on your trading?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Start trading.
Okay, cool. I want to see markups. I want to see markups. I want to see markups. Take a screenshot, take a photo shot. I don't care how you do it. Figure out how to do the screenshot, put it in the Telegram. I should see floods of welcomes and floods of markup. You know what that's going to do? It's going to give everybody the confidence that they can mark up. You see? And that's one extra tool that helps you get to where you need to be. That's why we do it. We do it because that's going to encourage everybody. Not everybody is great at it. I'm not great at it, but guess what? It gets me the evidence that I need. Think of yourself like a forensic scientist. What you're doing is you're checking out the crime scene and you're breaking up the pieces of the crime scene to find out where the entry and exits are. And then you use the other clues like the candles. Get the Candlestick Bible. If you guys aren't in the Team Wealth Builder international page on Facebook, go to files, download the PDF on the Candlestick Bible and study that, guys. Study that, because that's an extra clue that's going to help you solve the riddle, as if we're going up in a buy or going up in a sell. You see how I was able to go ahead and look at it and look at the clues, and the clues tell me that's going to reverse? That's what you're going to do. And it's not going to take you long to do it. If you study it in the next couple of days, I promise you, you're going to be killing it by the end of the week. Killing it. You guys should be more consistent. And then follow your I am educator. Okay? I'm just here to give you a taste test of it. You got to get into your live. You got to get into your live. You got to get into your live. You can't get it from me. You get it from the people who are making $250,000 to $1 million plus a month. Learn from the best of the best. You're paying for it. Get it. Study them. Take your notes. Find out the indicators, what they do. Find out what works for you. And then kill these charts, man. Kill these charts. Kill it.
Mr. Shawn.
Yes, sir.
I got in late. I'm at work, but man, you're killing it. Thank you, sir.
I'm doing it, brother.
Yes, sir.
I need you all on the other side of money. I want people to hate on our team so much because they like, man, all y'all are making six figures. All y'all making six figures. How the heck are y'all doing it? Man, no man or woman left behind. That's how we do on our team. Okay.
Yes,
no
sir.
man should be left behind.
A quick question.
Yes.
I had watched Manny Q.
Yep.
And he said that our chairman needed to be connected with him for us to go in and dive into his stuff. Are we in that position?
Connected to be in his stuff. I'm not quite sure. What does he mean connected? Because I'm watching him on lives and stuff. So,
well, when you go down and try to drill into his former or his older videos, and that's just what he said on that last video I watched.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure on that. I mean, as long as you're watching, he's got his favorites and got his other videos. You should be able to watch every last video that he has.
Yeah, well, I heard that earlier, and I hadn't had a chance to go check and see, but I was just curious.
Yeah, there should be nothing special or anything. You have access to all educators that you pay for on your plan. Yes, Shantae.
I'm not sure. I think he is talking about that private group that they just started recently. I think he's talking about that.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't
private
know.
group
I know he's
that
got
they
a private
formed. It was Manny and Tim Therese. You to be a part of it. They say that your leader or mentor have to be a part of it in order for you to join in with it. Yeah, it's something I heard about it. I think it was Thursday or Friday when he was on live. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he's got a Facebook page or something that's coming out.
Yeah.
I know I put my name in it to be added
to
it and stuff, but I don't know any specifics about your chairman or whatever the case may be. But yeah, if anybody can find out any specifics on that, then we'll see what we got to do to do what we got to do.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great job.
Good. Does anybody have any other questions about indicators, about marking up your chart?
No.
Okay. You sure? Now this is the time to ask because I'm expecting people to mark up their chart. Even you, Betsy.
Okay.
Okay. T. Marie, I'm looking for you. Scott, I'm looking for you. Bobby Roberts, you know I'm looking for you.
I noticed you were using TradingView tonight.
I was.
Is that what you're going to, or is it you just kind of go back and forth?
That's what I go to draw because that holds your drawing. So if you guys haven't used TradingView, it is a great tool to use and take snapshots with and stuff. So yeah, I would tradingview.com, tradingview.com. Go ahead and start. It's a free account. Doesn't cost you anything. You can use the tools. This is a great time, guys, to practice using the drawing tool. You don't know how to use TradingView, guess what? YouTube it. It's on there, how to use TradingView. Okay, you guys are independent. You guys are paying to learn. You got to reach for the information. It's not going to always be handed out to you. You got to do a little extra to fight to get to six figures. But I promise you, you do it, these things are going to make you a proficient trader. They are. I mean, I'm only showing you what I've dug and learned from the academy and some of my extra homework, but it's practice, 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 and you're going to get better. No doubt about it.
Battery low.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Power
all right.
off.
So I expect, let me see, I got let me see how many people I got. 19, I expect 18 different. Roz is joining us soon, guys. She's joining the family. That's my sister right there. She's a monster trader herself, but she knows she needs to share the love over here on the family. She wants to join TWB. So, you know, I'm so excited for that. So yeah, so I'll be expecting the chart from her for the end of the week. She probably do these in her sleep. So yes.
I appreciate the invite, Shawn. You know I love you. Yes, I'm ready to come and join the Beast team.
Hey.
Let's get these tips.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm not going to hold you anymore. Thank you so much for being on again. For our guests and people that are on, thank you so much. Again, we make a formal invitation to please join our team. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get nothing but love and support. We're going to make sure that you're learning the skill set, but you must go ahead and be in your I Am Master Academy. Make sure you go through your series 100, 200, 300, 400 videos and find an educator to go ahead and stick with for the next 90 to 120 days. Practice over 200 trades in your demo account, and then you go live, and then you have a goal of hitting 6 figures between now and Christmas. You can do it. We've done it before, and we're going to keep on doing it. All right? With that, guys, have a great evening. Recording should be out in the next day.
Okay,
all right?
thanks.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shawn. Thank you.